Hello and welcome to Time to Talk, a talk show with a time machine. Using highly advanced technology, we are able to teleport in any historic figure we wish to speak with to get direct answers to the questions that textbooks can't answer. Today, we will be using our time machine to go all the way back to the early 20th century to bring back the founder of Temple University, Russel Conwell, to speak with him about some biographical discrepancies stemming from his stint in the Civil War. Born in Worthington, Massachusetts, Russel Herman Conwell joined the Civil War at the age of 19 when he was elected captain of the Massachusetts Volunteer Militia. After this, Conwell would re-enlist as captain of Company D, 2nd Regiment, Massachusetts Heavy Artillery. On February 2, 1864, there was an ambush by Confederate forces at the Union-controlled Newport, North Carolina barracks, which was unable to properly defend itself due to the absence of Captain Russel H. Conwell. After being apprehended at a bookstore in New Bern, North Carolina, Russel was found guilty by a court-martial for being away without permission. From here, many of Conwell's claims would lack the evidence we would expect to see as historical researchers. Whenever Conwell was questioned about his dishonorable discharge, it seemed that he would come up with tales to tell instead of owning his shame. Thanks to his ability to hide from the truth, however, Conwell was still able to find himself success as a Baptist minister at the Grace Baptist Church in Philadelphia. Oh. There it is. Please welcome Russel Conwell.
Hello. This is a fantastic facility. How come I've never seen this part of the college before?
Well, we're actually not at Temple University. We teleported you through time using our patented time machine. My name is Miranda Wrights, and welcome to Time to Talk. We brought you here to discuss some of your contributions and how your legacy is currently being seen by many, especially within the Temple University community.
My beloved Temple University. How is she doing?
Well, thanks to the hard work of many individuals within the university, it is actually among the top 100 universities in America.
That's marvelous. I'm glad to see the university is in the hands of such a capable bunch.
Well, we didn't actually bring you here to discuss the state of the university. We were hoping to discuss some of your personal claims to fame.
Well, I do love talking about myself.
Glad to hear that you're willing to share. First off, multiple researchers over the last 50 years have stumbled upon an issue regarding your historical evidence, considering the tale of Johnny Ring and the captain's sword.
Yes, poor Johnny. He was just a boy when he became my personal orderly, you know.
Well, that's one of the things that we were hoping to shed some light on. Official military records show that John Ring enlisted as a private at the age of 20.
Excuse me? Are you calling me a liar?
Well,
I think I know the truth. I was there.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, most biographical works on you describe different tales of what happened during your time in the Civil War. We were just hoping that you could respond to some of the evidence found in Temple University's library and online.
What is online?
Oh, it's a database where you can search for most information, especially government records, in a matter of seconds.
In a matter of seconds, you say?
Yeah.
Oh, crud.
Well, could you explain the events that led up to the morning of February 2nd, 1864?
The night before February 2nd, I was making my way back from Kennedy Mills, heading to Newport, North Carolina, when I saw men sneaking through the bushes. After calling out to them, one of them shot at me, and if it wasn't for a pocket watch I had on me, I would have been dead. And that pocket watch deflected the shot, and then as I... Excuse me, I thought you wanted me to share the story.
I mean, you know, that's 1 in a million shot, so it's just, we were hoping to get some clarity.
Well, after making my way back to camp, I reported the incident to the commanding officer, who sent me out the next morning with some other soldiers to find the Confederates that had shot at me the night prior. After a diligent search, I headed to New Bern to collect my pay due to my men. During that time, the Newport barracks were ambushed, which is when Johnny Ring raced across the flaming bridge. And to save my prized captain's sword, once I heard how badly he was burned, I headed straight to him and spent the night with him at his bedside as he succumbed to his condition.
That's a shame. I mean, there's just one issue we were hoping to understand better. Official military records show that John Ring died in March of 1864, and he died from tuberculosis. During that time, it seems that you were being held awaiting court-martial.
Excuse me, are you calling me a liar?
Not exactly, but in the book, Newport, North Carolina, during the Civil War, There is a transcription of your entire court-martial that clearly states your military career effectively ended on February 2nd, 1864, when you were charged with shamefully abandoning your post in the face of the enemy.
Yes, but that was overturned by President Lincoln himself, allowing me to fight alongside General McPherson, where I would be promoted to Lieutenant Colonel. This would lead me to the Battle of the Kennesaw Mountains, when I would end up severely wounded, and I would make a deal with God, allowing me to live a life for myself and a life for Johnny Ring.
Yeah, that isn't what the evidence says.
Really?
It seems like your dishonorable discharge was never overturned. Only your disability from service was removed by the governor of Massachusetts, and that was 5 years after you were discharged. With that, it really doesn't seem like there's any evidence of any kind that can prove your claims of being promoted and being wounded in service.
I can't entertain these claims. Where are you getting this evidence?
Primarily government records.
Is this what my beloved Temple University thinks of me? As some fabricator of myths?
To be honest, no one really thinks of you that much. Most people don't even know that you're buried on campus.
I'm buried on campus?
Yeah, but again, that's not what we brought you here to discuss. Why did you feel the need to create these lies? As a man of God, couldn't you see the power of repenting?
It was a hard time. I was only 21 when it happened. I saw the possibility of an abundant life wither away before me. There was no way I could commit to the truth after I convinced the editor friend of a newspaper back home to announce a promotion instead of my discharge. Any attempt to confront the truth at that point would expose my effort to hide it. When my truth was questioned, I just diverted the question and the conversation by pointing at a plausible explanation that I thought couldn't be proved.
Speaking of which, you do know Senates are supposed to prove all promotions, right? You had to know that the lie would be revealed at some point.
I wasn't coming up with solutions for my future. I was coming up with solutions for my past. I didn't think it would ever be this easy to access such information.
Well, if it does make you feel any better, the most comprehensive biographical memoir of your life was written by a former Temple University professor of journalism named Joseph Carter.
Well, at least the caliber of professor seems to be of great quality for my Temple.
I mean, yes, but little to no attention was paid to his effort, unfortunately.
So are you telling me no one knows about this?
Very few are starting to understand.
Well, with that, is it okay if we keep this off the record? I mean, just until I'm ready to ask for forgiveness?
I can tell you now that I personally forgive you, but as for the live audience at home, they'll have to make up their own minds.
Live? As in broadcast?
Well, that's it for today's episode of Time to Talk. Join us next time when we teleport Kelpius, Philadelphia's first mystical guru, to ask exactly what those hermits were doing in the Wissahickon. Thank you for watching.